following the latest in the Dane County Jail Replacement Project, why the new plan is turning out to be more expensive than what was originally proposed. Also, Madison police continue to investigate a string of violent incidents around the city, what we know so far. And new warnings from the FBI and Department of Justice as the agencies face an uptick of threats after the search of former President Trump's Florida estate. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. We do have some breaking news out of Dane County. Former Deputy Sarah Bortz-Rodriguez was charged with obstructing an officer in court today. She's accused of making up an encounter in Fesky County Park in Cross Plains last year, which led to her firing her weapon. The charges come following an investigation by the Wisconsin Department of Justice Division of Criminal Investigations into the events of last October. Bortz-Rodriguez was fired last November after an internal investigation determined she may have been intoxicated when she fired her weapon and fabricated the events of the incident. During an initial appearance in court today, the court issued a not guilty plea to any misdemeanor counts, and Bortz-Rodriguez's signature bond was set at $500 per case. Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast now. Julian Seawright joins us now with a look at your forecast.
And starting things out for us, the cloud cover is still sticking around in our skies, but the good news is we are starting to see a bit of that opening and having some sunshine beam down on us as we continue into our 5 o'clock hour. As of right now, here's our almanac for today. Our high so far has been around 77 degrees. Normally around 80 degrees. So again, just holding on to this trend of gorgeous weather for us here in southern Wisconsin. Temperatures at 73 degrees in Janesville and for Platteville and Mineral Point, and 76 for Lone Rock with 75 into Boscobel. Our friends to the east were a little bit cooler, just by a degree or two, but dew points themselves, it's a little humid, but nothing overly saturated for us as of right now. Rather comfortable still as we continue throughout the rest of our evening hours. But one thing we were watching for was the lake breeze had developed a couple of pop-up showers to the east of Madison, but folks, we are looking at that to really fall apart and not looking at too much in terms of us seeing any more rainfall as we get into today. Now, taking a look at tonight, things will cool down and the skies will open back up as we head into the overnight hours. One thing we're going to be monitoring for is just how much longer we're going to be seeing these wonderful weather conditions for us here in southern Wisconsin. We'll talk more about that in a few moments. Until then, back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. It was a violent weekend in Dane and also in Rock County. Multiple shootings and a stabbing left 2 people dead and another injured. The first incident happened on Friday. A man found with a gunshot wound on Northport Drive. Today, police identified the victim as 30-year-old Corey Mitchell. He later died at a hospital. Also on Friday, another man found with a stab wound on Mayfair Avenue. He also died at a hospital. That third incident happened in Janesville, and that was Sunday. A woman called police after a man and another woman were seen arguing in a driveway. Police say the caller was then shot at by the man after she shouted at the two. She has minor injuries. A fourth incident happened at Picnic Point in Madison on Sunday. Shots were reported in the area around 7 Sunday morning. Tahlil Mohdeen spoke to police about their investigations into these incidents, and she joins us now with more. Tahlil?
Eric, this weekend marked the 5th and 6th homicides in Madison this year, and Chief Sean Barnes says the fact that they happened so close together has police putting in a lot of resources to find answers. A violent weekend in Madison has put the city's police on alert.
It does tell us that, we have more work to do here in Madison.
2 homicides just hours and just miles apart, but unrelated. And separate gunfire just days later on Picnic Point at a very public place.
We have some more work to do around interpersonal violence, and we have some work to do around how we respond to those persons who are in crisis.
Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes says officers have been combing the scenes of both homicides, looking for cameras, searching the victims' homes, and speaking to witnesses who he says have so far been responsive.
And they say this is not the type of behavior that we want, and they call more, they let us know more, and they try their best to make sure that these conflicts do not happen.
And violence this weekend was not limited to the Madison area. In Janesville, police say a woman was injured after an argument escalated into a shooting.
There was a young child sleeping in the residence, and when we look at this, this could have been a very different outcome depending on where those bullets go.
In Janesville, police say they're paying attention to the spur of violence in surrounding communities as well.
We look into those incidents and try to see if there's any ties to our city so that we can try to head off problems here. So we pay attention to what's coming out of other jurisdictions to help keep our residents safe.
We learned today both the shooting in Janesville and deadly shooting on Northport Drive in Madison happened following a fight. And Police Chief Sean Barnes says so far people have been willing to share information with police, but it's too early to tell how useful that information will be.
Tahlil, thank you. Juno County authorities are investigating after a man's body was found near the Weir River. Crews were called to a boat landing on 19th Avenue at County Highway N yesterday. After a short search, the man's body was found. Deputies have identified that man as 55-year-old Glenn Erickson from New Lisbon. Investigators have not shared any information about the circumstances surrounding Erickson's death. Well, once again, a new Dane County plan to replace the jail will drive up its price tag, according to some Dane County leaders. Naomi Cole's got her hands on an internal memo sent to the board showing the project's construction company warned about a 6 to 8% increase under the latest proposal, and she joins us now with more. Naomi?
Eric, the jail replacement project got delayed over and over in the last few years, and each time it gets pricier. Backtrack to 2017, a 4-floor, $75 million facility plan was first approved, and then in 2019, structural issues meant the county scrapped it for a $148 million plan, which then got delayed until ballooning construction costs hit $190 million. So then, in March of this year, the county approved a scaled-down 6-floor plan at $166 million. That's increased another $10 million. Now the county will vote this week on a newer plan from the Black Caucus introduced earlier this month. It's that latest plan which the memo warned could drive up the price tag yet again because it would set them months behind in the design process. The construction company said some of the costs could go up by 6 to 8% next year while waiting. That estimate could be higher or lower, and it really all depends on the economy.
We really need to lock into a design and stick with it. And once we determine what that is, we really need to move forward without any further delays and redesigns. It needs to move quickly. Construction right now is very volatile, and it's very difficult to get these numbers and to get contractors to hold numbers for a long time.
This continues what's become a years-long battle on the county board over replacing the outdated city-county building jail, which the sheriff contends is old and inhumane. It's unclear whether the board this week will abandon the current plan in favor of this newer, scaled-down plan after a committee last week recommended they reject that new idea. Now, this all comes as the county board continues to delay a decision on approving the $10 million needed to put that current plan forward. That's something that officials are pushing to go to referendum this November.
Naomi, thank you. A new wave of online calls for violence. The FBI facing an unprecedented number of threats following the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Chris Wen has the latest.
In 22 years in federal law enforcement with the FBI, I have never seen this level of threat.
The FBI and Department of Homeland Security issuing a bulletin over the weekend warning law enforcement and courting government personnel about a steep rise in online threats. The warning highlighting a threat to plant a dirty bomb in front of FBI headquarters and calling for civil war and armed rebellion. This following the FBI's seizure of classified documents from former President Donald Trump's Florida home 1 week ago. On Friday, the names of 2 agents who signed the search warrant surfaced online before a judge unsealed the warrant. A Florida court also removed information about the judge who signed the search warrant from its website after he became the target of violent threats.
We have extremist elements who are, again, thinking they're being called to do something. And we need to have that calming voice from both sides.
Some online rhetoric bleeding over into the real world. In Cincinnati, a man shot dead after attempting to breach the FBI field office while apparently armed with an AR-15 rifle and a nail gun Thursday. In Phoenix, a group of Trump supporters, some of them armed, gathered outside the FBI building for a peaceful protest. FBI Director Chris Wray sending a memo to employees telling them their safety and security is his primary concern.
We can all protest in peaceful manners. You can be as angry as you want, but violence is always wrong.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
The FBI is asking for the public's help. In a statement, they're asking anyone who sees something suspicious to report it to law enforcement. Well, check your pantries if you have some King's Hawaiian products that may need to be thrown out. The company recalling pretzel slider buns, pretzel hamburger buns, and pretzel bites. A voluntary decision here, but the company says it wants to be extra careful. One of the ingredients used in the pretzel products was recalled by another company. There haven't been any reports of the products getting anyone sick yet, but the company urging people to throw those products out just in case. case. And some frozen pizzas are also being recalled. Home Run Inn Frozen Foods recalling over 13,000 pounds of its deluxe sausage classic pizzas. The product may be contaminated with metal pieces. The recalled product has a best buy date of December 3rd of 2022. We were down for a week. Tonight, Dane County back to the high level for COVID cases. It is a frustrating back and forth that has public health explaining the reason for it. McKenna Alexander joins us in studio to explain. McKenna?
Public health is looking at three things: the number of new COVID hospital admissions, the overall number of hospital beds used, and the total number of new COVID cases per 100,000 people. Now, COVID cases in Dane County have largely been steady since late April, so why are we ping-ponging between medium and high? PHMBC officials say it comes down to hospitalizations. Now, there are two main scenarios causing the jump between levels. The first is higher cases combined with elevated hospitalizations. So at least 200 more cases, at least 10 more hospital admissions, and at least 10% more hospital beds in use. The second scenario is lower cases combined with very elevated hospitalizations. That means a decrease of at least 200 cases, but an increase to hospital admissions by at least 20 and at least 15% more hospital beds in use. Right now, Dane County is experiencing that first scenario, and because the number of new hospitalizations is hovering around 10, that's why we're seeing the community level shift between medium and high. Now, just a reminder, that high community level means masking is strongly suggested while in indoor public areas, and high-risk individuals should consider avoiding non-essential indoor activities. But again, that does not mean masks are required.
McKenna, thank you. Coming up, Julian has our latest forecast. Plus, in the coming weeks, thousands of people are estimated to move in and out around the city of Madison. How the city is working to reduce leftover waste from those moves. That's next at 5. And later, a goggle mishap didn't slow this Wisconsin swimmer down during a major race at the Special Olympics. We'll break down what happened at 6. And checking the markets to start the week, the Dow up more than 151 points. The NASDAQ adds 81. The S&P 500 gains 17. And we'll be right back.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during Deere Days of Summer. Your new full-size, mid-size, or HPX Gator with 0% for 36 months. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Get your Gator running. Test drive one today at Sloan's.
Oh, wow. Packer scratch games are back, and there's a chance to win 2 season tickets for 2 years?
Piggies in a blankie.
Thank you.
Wisconsin Lottery Packers scratch games are back with instant cash prizes and a bonus drawing for 2 Packers season tickets for 2 years. With prizes this exciting, everything feels like an opportunity for a big play. Available at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
All right, go Pack Go, man.
Before treating your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, you're not the only one with questions about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start, with about 10 minutes of treatment once every 3 months. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you and if a sample is available.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. Plus, right now, you may pay $0 for Botox. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
I love this state. Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses I proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked 3rd shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during Deere Days of Summer. Right now, get 0% for 84 months on a 1 Series. Get a John Deere now and
power up with Sloan's.
Run with a 1 Family Series. Test drive one at Sloan's.
A new program at the Madison Children's Museum hopes to safely bring families together. News 3 Now shares how the opportunity will benefit the community. And ahead of a key county board vote, officials warn of new escalating costs for rebuilding the Dane County Jail. That's tonight at 6.
Teachers always spend a lot out of pocket of their own money.
It's a recent trend for teachers getting ready for back to school, creating their own Amazon wish lists. One local teacher shares her classroom wish list and why it's important for her students. Eye on Education, tonight at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
When upwards of 20,000 people move in and out of homes in the course of just a few days, you are bound to see some junk left behind. The city of Madison, the UW, and a nonprofit all want to limit all that waste. Andrew Banstra spoke with people involved, hoping to keep the inevitable mess from students to a minimum. Andrew?
Yeah, Eric, some leases turn over after August 1st, but most students transition in and out of their homes in this week. We told you about those 20,000 students, and that's the equivalent of the entire city of Middleton just up and leaving. It leaves behind quite the mess, typically along curbs. The city's streets department picks up a lot of those items. They estimate students leave behind 1 million pounds of trash.
So August 15th is the big day when there's so much stuff that's pushed out to the curb. We had our crews begin at 4 a.m. today to begin clawing back or collecting as much of that stuff as we possibly can, trying to keep the city as clean as we can to get caught back up from all the moving.
In addition to the city's cleaning efforts, Goodwill has collected more than 6,000 pounds in the last 2 weeks. Goodwill has a donation box at every UW dorm and urges students to donate rather than throw away. UW also has its own sustainably move out concept. Last year, the school kept 162 microwaves and 9,000 pounds of carpet out of the landfill. Moving is a messy business, but instead of cleaning our landfills, next time you move, UW recommends that you inventory what you need and donate the rest. In the News Center, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Andrew, thank you. Millions will start the week with extreme weather. Across the Southwest, a flood watch is in place with heavy rain and thunderstorms expected. In the Central California Valley, there are heat warnings with triple-digit temps expected for days. Ivan Rodriguez now with the latest.
From Arizona to West Virginia, floodwaters are putting lives at risk.
Volunteer firefighters have evacuated almost 20 residents from their homes using boats, and as the water came up.
The governor there declaring a state of emergency for impacted counties after he said some areas saw 6 inches of rain overnight.
I'll promise you the Red Cross and our DOT and emergency management services and all those folks are on it and they're working it.
The National Hurricane Center is also tracking a disturbance over South Texas, warning of dangerous conditions.
This system is a great reminder that weather can change very quickly, and so it's always important to make sure that you're keeping up with the latest forecast.
Flood watches remain in place across the Southwest. At least 2 people died last week in Las Vegas, where they've seen the wettest monsoon season in a decade.
If you find yourself caught in an area where you're surrounded by floodwaters, particularly if they're fast moving, try to get to a higher location out of those waters.
And as some states grapple with heavy rains, California is in the grips of extreme heat. The state's Central Valley under excessive heat watches from Redding to Bakersfield, with triple-digit temperatures expected tomorrow through Thursday. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
The National Hurricane Center doesn't expect that weather system in South Texas to develop into a tropical storm, but they are still expecting an above-average Atlantic hurricane season. The busiest stretch starts about this time each year. Well, let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather. Julian C. right now with your forecast. Julian?
And with that pattern, we're starting to see going into the rest of this evening and for many of us for the rest of the week, it's going to be rather dry for us here in the upper Midwest as the monsoon season, which is really impacting much of the Southwest and the western parts of the United States. That pattern is not going to be really impacting us at all, even though we are starting to see just a pop-up shower or two, mainly east of Dane County on our radar. That's coming in from our lake breeze of Lake Michigan with that boundary, which is where the lines of showers is really starting to pop up, but they're also starting to dissipate as we continue throughout the rest of the evening. Now, we are looking for another system which is impacting parts of Nebraska and for Iowa as we're going into the rest of our evening, but even there, we're not going to start to see it even reach into the upper Midwest as it's on to a southeasterly track. Going into tonight, one thing to note is that it's been a cloudy day, but rather nice. Well, it's going to be nice tonight, too. Around 58 degrees for us. Cloud cover is going to start to break up as well. We're looking at partly cloudy conditions overnight As we take a look at what we're seeing here into the upper Midwest in itself, we have a stationary frontal boundary into the north, but again, it's not really going to be impacting us, even though it's bringing in some showers and even an isolated thunderstorm to the far northern part of Wisconsin. We're going to be dealing with the cloud cover, which is coming in from the system that's impacting Iowa. So for us, we're going to stay rather quiet, but still holding on to a bit of moisture until we get into tonight, where we are going to be looking at a bit of some relief in terms of cloud cover as we go into the overnight hours. Heading into around midnight, we'll start to see that breaking cloud covers. Temperatures start to drop into the middle and lower 60s here in southern Wisconsin. And then waking up for our Tuesday morning, temperatures will be into the lower 60s, upper 50s throughout much of our morning. And it's going to be mostly sunny throughout the course of the day. Some clouds will start to build as we get into the lunchtime hour, but break up once again by the time we get into our evening. Some very isolated areas could see a pop-up shower, but again, since we are still looking at some low-level dryness, we're not going to be seeing some of that rain even hit the ground for us, and it all falls apart again as we get into our Tuesday night, transitioning into the overnight hours, because Wednesday morning, another day of just great weather as we get on. Taking a look at what we could potentially see if anything really does start to formulate. Not looking at much. It's going to be around less than 1/10 of an inch of some showers. But overall, folks, don't really bet on us really seeing anything in terms of precipitation. And that's going to be the story for us heading into the weekend. We could start to see one more system rolling its way in, which is giving us a better chance of us seeing some showers or even some thunderstorms heading into the weekend for us. So that starts Friday afternoon and Friday evening, though. And then that stretches itself into the later parts of our weekend. So just be prepared that our weekend plans may get rained out, especially going into our Saturday and Sunday, and that carries into our Monday as well. But until then, this week is going to stay rather dry and still rather pleasant. A quick look at our traffic as we're getting into the rest of our evening. We are looking at all green on the belt line, but still have a bit of some slow spots off of the ramps trying to go eastbound as we get into the rest of our evening. But outside of that, the interstate is still all green to go as well. It's going to do it for our weather and traffic update. Let's go ahead and send it back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. When we come back, the home buying process is getting pricier as mortgage rates soar. We'll share some tips for first-time buyers looking to apply for a home loan. Stay with us.
Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At iMart Express, you'll save on glasses for classes. For $79, get 2 pairs with kid-safe polycarbonate lenses and a free 1-year frame warranty. Don't let the bell ring before you get a chance to save. A $200 value, all for $79.
Look, it's a Dupaco. We're not a bird or a plane. We are a mighty credit union, born of thrift and laser focused on the interests of our members. Harnessing the combined power of more than 144,000 members and businesses, we work to put money back where it belongs, into your community and into your pocket, working tirelessly to help you pursue your dreams. Isn't that super? Join the movement at dupaco.com/super. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
I'm Tim Michaels. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs. Tony Evers, Joe Biden, they're 2 peas in a pod. Both career politicians and way over their head, failing the country and the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm running. We need to have strong, proven executive leadership in Madison that can get things done and make this state as great as it can be.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can remove stubborn body fat permanently in just 1 visit. Don't wait a moment longer to reveal the new you.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Mortgage rates are rising, making the home buying process for first-time home applicants a bit pricier. Experts have these 3 tips to help you navigate home loans amid so much uncertainty. 1, before you even apply, of course, strengthen your credit score. 2, explore your mortgage options. And 3, shop around. If you're still on the fence, some experts say don't wait because conditions will never really be perfect.
Date the rate, marry the house. Purchase your home, and you know you're going to have the opportunity, whether it's in 6 months or a year and a half, to what? To refinance and lower your interest rate back down.
Now here's another tip. Find out if your state, city, or county has any first-time homebuyer assistance programs. Some programs combine low interest rate mortgages with down payment assistance and closing cost assistance. And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
These guys will buy our house without even seeing it.
Online buyers make offers that seem attractive at first, only to lower or cancel at the last minute. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Surgenian's 92-year history means you pay $92 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 18-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Trust your feet to Morgan's Shoes.
Loa Footwear, a name synonymous with premium outdoor footwear for 80-plus years. Our patented mono-wrap construction wraps the foot in a lightweight yet firmly supportive frame. We use a softer polyurethane in our midsoles that provides better shock absorption and ultimate comfort underfoot. Plus, our patented Gore-Tex liner is more durable and creates a smoother fit, thus less potential for blisters or discomfort.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
A new Chevy is the smart way to hit the open road this summer. The smart way to road trip and seek new adventures. Go a little farther this summer in a new Chevy. Find new get up and go, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2022 Equinox models. Plus, get 0% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called A Grace. Yes, A Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, Bar S Franks, only 69 cents. Tyson Chicken Nuggets, patties or tenders, only $3.99. Townhouse Crackers, only $1.68. And 24 packs of Hy-Vee Purified Water, only $1.77. Tuesday only. And save even more with Hy-Vee Fuel Saver. Right now, save up to $5.23 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who can lower or cancel offers without notice. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
We've got a lot of news to cover.
Tonight, the new information about what former President Trump alleges the FBI took from his Mar-a-Lago resort during the search. Plus, it's back to school season. What's being done to combat the shortage of teachers nationwide? And after 10 years, how one minor leaguer is living out his dream for his mom. That's all today's headlines as I'm back tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
Finally, 2 teens in Chicago are now in the Guinness Book of World Records for their record-breaking cereal mosaic. But this mosaic was not just for the record. Using 5,000 boxes of Corn Pops and Rice Krispies, 15-year-old Michael Kocher and 16-year-old Ryder Schiffman made a massive Ukrainian flag, and they're hoping to raise awareness and money for the war-torn country. The teens raised about $15,000. while the cereal boxes were donated to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Great job to
That's
two young
awesome.
men there.
Wow.
Let's go to Julian. He's got a final check of our certified most accurate forecast.
And we're going to start with 3 things we'll need to know. So we're going to put a bow on our forecast for us. Heading into the evening, just know it's going to be in the 70s through the next few days until we get into about Saturday, and we're still even going to see those upper 70s throughout the next few days for us. Heading into until then, it's going to be dry until about Friday afternoon, where we are looking for a system to bring in some rain and potentially even some thunderstorms that could be rocking into our weekend. So that's one thing we're going to look at for our 10-day forecast. Dry until we get into our weekend, so make sure that you plan around potentially being interrupted by some storms.
Julian, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes. For News 3 now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.